Microsoft Docs, live, in Teams, group chats, meetings, one-on-one private chats. Give access to Microsoft Docs Learn Agent for your colleagues, for your employees. I bring it along with me in every meeting. Do you want to be on top of all the Power Platform licensing? Is licensing confusing? Not with the agent. What does it give access to? All Microsoft Docs. Create learning paths. Ask questions about errors. Best practices across all of Microsoft's ecosystem. Everything's grounded inside of Microsoft Learn. Study for exams. Possibilities are pretty much endless. Let's get into it right now. In Copilot Studio, let's configure our agent. First, I want orchestration turned on. I'm going to use the default model. Instructions, I'm leaving blank for now. We don't need any additional knowledge for this example. We're also turning off web search. Also under tools, you see I have two different tools here. They're exactly the same thing. I'll get into that when we go into the tools. And at the very bottom, I have suggested prompts, which I can add more, but I have about 4 right now. Okay, so going back up to tools, the reason I have 2 of these is because if I go to tools, Microsoft has just rolled out MCP Server connector for Microsoft Learn, just there by default. Let me show that here. When I click on Add Tool and click Model Context Protocol, I'm scrolling down. We see that this one here, Microsoft Learn Docs MCP Server, is actually created from Microsoft. These 2 here invoked Microsoft Docs MCP Server. If you read my blog, this is the one that I created for the blog before this one down here existed. When you click on one and then add your connection, you'd create a new connection. In this case, I already have one, and then click Add to Agent. So I have one off because I don't want 2, but the configuration is the same. Let me just open this one. So there's a couple of settings we want to enable on the MCP connector. First, I want to allow the agent to decide dynamically when to use this tool. Next, ask the user before running. I'm going to leave this as no. Authentication, I'm saying no, pass through the tool owner's credentials. That's all the configuration we need on the MCP connector. Next, we're going to configure some settings on the agent itself. So if I go over to settings, for orchestration, I have yes. The responses will be dynamic, using available tools and knowledge as appropriate. This does need to be enabled. I'm also enabling deep reasoning. It's in preview. It is a premium feature. I think this helps drastically, and you'll see what I mean. Connected agents, doesn't matter if this is on or off. Responses, I'm leaving as default. Content moderation, I'm leaving as low. Okay, under knowledge, I'm saying off. I'm turning off both of these knowledge features. The use general knowledge, I'm turning off. And the use information from the web, I'm also turning off. I'm also enabling file processing capabilities. And I'm enabling the tenant graph grounding with semantic search for people that have the Copilot licenses. After you're done configuring that, you're going to hit save. And then there's one other thing we need to do here. If we click on our topics, we're going to want to turn some of these off. So I'm going to click all. We want to turn off end of conversation, escalate, fallback, goodbye, greeting, multiple topics matched, thank you. All those topics you want to turn off. All right, now we're going to modify the conversation start topic. This is going to give our agent a little bit more of a unique and polished feel. Right now, it's a pretty standard message. We're going to change this, and I'm going to add some variations as well. There's my first variation. Hello, I'm bot name. I know the Microsoft Learn Docs inside and out. Ask me anything, and I'll get you to the answer faster than Control F ever could. So you want to click inside of the message block, add. I will add a message variation. Go ahead and paste your message in here. And I'm going to change the name in my text message here of Docs Navigator. I can click on this variable button and click on System. In the search variables, I'm going to search for name and select the bot.name variable. Okay, so I have about 7 different variations here. I'm going to click Save. Now, just to even see this working in action, I can click this reset button at the top in my Test Your Agent pane. and it should generate one of those message variations from the conversational start. Hey, I'm Docs Navigator. Think of me as your personal tour guide through Microsoft Learn. Just tell me what you're looking for, and we'll find it together. Let's click the refresh button one more time just to see a different welcoming message. There we have this one here, Docs Navigator here. Skip the endless scrolling. Tell me what you need from Microsoft Learn, and I'll put the right doc in front of you instantly. Awesome. Next, we're going to hit publish and publish your changes. We're going to go over to channels. Now, we want to deploy this thing into Teams so users can call it and use it in meeting with someone or even as in a group chat. Click on the Microsoft Teams channel. This will open up here. The icon is showing up. That's not the same icon that we selected over here. They change this in the future, but we also have to edit the icon in here as well. So we have to add the channel. Once the channel is added, I'm going to click on edit details because I want to change this icon. So I'm going to change this. And now I'm going to change the short description and the long description. I also want to be able to have them function and do some things in Teams, right? So team settings, users can add this agent to a team and use this agent for group and meeting chats. Very important. I definitely want these checked. So as I check these, we're going to see that it's giving me this message saying it's going to everyone access to this agent. You wouldn't want to do this for any agent that you create. So just be aware of that. I'm going to hit yes, check mark this, hit yes. I'm going to click save. Just want to be able to let everyone use this agent. Click on availability options and I can click on show to everyone in my organization. And I'm going to submit this for admin approval. Now, if you're a Teams admin, I'll walk you through that as well. In the Teams admin center, there's this little section called Teams apps. Manage apps, docs, my Docs Navigator, and I'm going to approve it by clicking on publish. And there we go. Now it does say it might take a few hours for it to update fully. I wanted to show everyone the reasoning model that we enabled in the settings. If I go back to Copilot Studio, so if I click on the activity tab, we can see that my query or my question doesn't really say think or use the reasoning model, but the Copilot Studio agent just knows when to use that thinking model to come up with the best answer possible. We can see that down here. If I scroll down, we see this just happened many times. That's it for today's video. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below, and I will see you next time.